Oh, let's do it. Fuck it. Let's talk. Yeah, how you guys doing?
Hey, good to be here. I'm wiped.
Yeah, me too, man. Travel, all that shit.
Sold Joel's last night, 2 shows.
He guilted me into a benefit on Thursday because I'm doing the Punchline this weekend.
It's going to be worth it. I get more work done in that room than any club in the country. It's just, he makes it easy.
I can't work out a benefit.
No, benefit's
I'm reading off a sheet of paper. Yeah, fuck you. What do you guys want?
Yes.
What is it, cancer? Who cares?
What is this, the Golden Globes?
Sorry to the people on the client list.
Already a Golden Globes. We didn't even make it a minute.
Well, Salky's going to throw his writers under the bus. But yeah. Did that. See, it's a 2.5-hour drive. So you get back, then you get the Seinfeld breakfast. He's got to be there at 9 in the morning. So then you got to get up
9 a.m.?
9:45, yeah.
That's not awful.
No, not bad, but...
a few years ago, that would have hurt.
Oh, yeah.
But we're getting older.
Yeah.
Great pick.
Oh, yeah, we took a couple.
He's rocking a long scarf.
I know, and we had that great moment where he would put it on, and then we'd start talking again. He would take that puppy right off, and I was like, we're back in.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah, we did about an hour, 40 minutes.
Like a prostitute throwing her jacket on.
Yeah.
Keep getting her back.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah, we got into it. We chopped it up. We covered everything.
Any hot nugs you can share?
Well, I don't want to kiss and tell, but we did.
Wait, hold on. Let me see that finger.
It smells like a bagel. But we did Jacoy. We did the Katt Williams. We did all the specials. We did, Nate, Gaza, marriage, kids, the whole thing. I don't know what's sadder, the Gaza or the marriage. But either way, we talked about everything.
Either way, you're a hostage.
Yeah. Yes.
Speaking of hostages, let's talk about the Golden Globes. No.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was tough.
That was tough.
Oh, actually, I did bring up a Golden Globe clip here.
Hey, he didn't have a bad set.
Gaffigan killed it. This was awesome. And it's awesome to see him go kind of blue.
Yeah.
Play it.
Golden Globes. I mean, I can't even believe I'm in the entertainment industry. I can't. It's so unlikely. I'm from a small town in Indiana. I'm not a pedophile.
That came out of nowhere, too.
That was great.
It's great.
Great line. And it's like, that's kind of what you got to do. I mean, it's also from him. It's so... It's such
unexpected.
It's so unexpected.
But what's great about Gaffigan, and look, Coy's a killer. He does arenas. He's got his own fans. He'll be fine.
But it is a different gig, and this is straight up a hell gig.
Hell gig.
It is a hell gig.
100%.
It's a gig where you look at that crowd, you're like, they're nervous.
Yes.
The way we talk about colleges, where they're like, these kids are nervous to laugh now because they feel like maybe complicit.
Yeah.
They don't want to laugh. It's also such a weird ritual to just be like, Paul Giamatti's here, then you zoom in on Paul Giamatti's face.
It doesn't work.
It's because it's not a roast.
Exactly.
But then it kind of is, but it isn't. And then like you kind of can't go that hard because it's like you have to be mean, but in a clean way.
Yes, it's a tough line.
Yeah,
you gotta tap dance on that tightrope, but. He's not that guy. He's not the joke guy. But also, he didn't say who he was. Gaffigan comes up. He goes, what am I doing here? I'm ugly. I'm Midwestern. I'm fat. Whatever. Yeah. And he established kind of who
some of those things.
Okay. I'm paraphrasing. But he kind of like, hey, here I am. Isn't this weird? Where Coy just came out and went, Taylor Swift, what's up with that bitch? Nice bang, whore.
I wish Gaffigan started doing the voice, the audience voice. Did this guy just call us all pedophiles?
Oh,
this guy's destroying his career. He just kept going.
That would have been great.
Dude, you're right. You got to open, when you roast, you got to open self-deprecating.
Yeah.
At this type of event, not an actual roast, of course,
right.
But like at this type of event, you got to be like, who the hell am I?
Yes.
I don't remember if Gervais did that because he doesn't have to. He already is a pretty big star.
I think he
already.
went with, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He said, I don't care about this event tonight. He goes, I'm going to air it out. And he just aired it out.
Yeah.
10 days notice is crazy.
That's pretty soon.
That he got 10 days notice. I mean, that is, but also like, I don't mean to be a dick. I thought about it. I'm like, I'm calling JP McDade. I'm calling
of course.
Ron Hirschberg. I'm calling like some joke people. We're going to get on a Zoom call. We're going to bang out a shitload of jokes.
Yeah, I think 10 is enough.
I think it's doable.
It's definitely doable. But also, we've all bombed. But to be a headline bomb, that I would be in the shower holding my knees like,
I don't know what good comes from that.
But
I guess like if you crush, you're like, although I will say the one good that comes from this, he's got a new 15, 20 minutes out of this.
Yo, definitely.
Very true.
Because that's self-deprecating. So I bombed the Golden Globes. That's a funny start.
Of course.
Already people are like, all right, give me some stories.
Okay. What's worse? Getting slapped
I knew you were going to say that.
live on television as a host of the Oscars, or bombing your opening at the Golden Globes?
I'd rather the slap.
Yeah, I think
Because the slap, you're the victim. And it has nothing to do with your act.
we got slapped after a joke.
True.
But I agree. I would rather be slapped, I think.
Yeah, because it's not a bomb. It's an event. It's a spectacle, but it ain't a bomb. This guy's known for bombing now. Or known for a bomb.
Not known for bombing. He's a big act, but
Yeah,
it's,
he'll be fine. He's huge.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, part of me is like, we talk all about this canceling and all that, but like, I feel like people don't go away.
No, especially not comics.
Yeah, because you do have like, now people will want to hear about this. People are going to want to know, okay, what happened at the after party? Who snubbed you? Who was cool?
Right.
You know, like there's stories there. So,
And now he's a household name, even though it's not the namesake you want, known as the guy who had a rough set. But my mom didn't know who he was, and now she does.
yeah, it just sucks to be known for a bad set.
I know.
Because it could have been any of us. Like, that is the thing. Like, but I do miss the kind of like, I think he got it because of how big he is, because he's a huge act. But I do miss it when it was like joke people.
Sure.
You know, like kind of like a Gary Shandling would host them back in the day, or you get like a Gervais, you know?
Yeah, but I think they did about 11 calls, and then they got to him. I think they want the Shandlings of the world.
How about
Good luck.
Yeah.
that's a tough ass. How about Gaffigan?
Yeah, I don't know. I bet he doesn't want to do it because it's a hell gig. So he's like, dude, I'm doing all these crazy theater runs with Seinfeld. I'm doing arenas.
Right.
I don't want to go right for the Golden Globes and maybe bomb.
It's a bad crowd.
It is.
And you see, like, I didn't watch. I saw clips, but I was watching, like, De Niro kind of gave him like I want.
Yeah.
You could tell he's like a vet. He's like, I want this guy to do well.
Yep.
I think De Niro respects comics. Mm-hmm. But then there's some people they're like the Taylor Swift moment, and now the Swifties going after him. I'm like, you know what really bugs me about the Taylor Swift audience is like, she's doing well.
Yeah.
She doesn't need you every second of the day to be like, how dare you?
I know.
You think that really hurt?
Of course.
It was not a good joke, but it wasn't even like an offensive joke.
Also, can we
It
talk
wasn't
about
her. It wasn't about her.
No,
It's
she's
about the NFL.
She's clearly the most vindictive person on the planet. Like, every song is about, this guy wronged me. It's like, well, there is a common denominator here, Bangs. It seems like it's never you, is it?
She's gonna rhyme Joe Coy with no joy in some song coming up.
Right.
I'm really sad about it.
But also, Joe is funny, and he's a 30-year comic.
Right.
He's been around. Where the hell was the riff? I would have gone like, boy, Oppenheimer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, that bombed too. Give me some tap dancing.
It's tough when you're live on TV.
I guess
like, you know
so.
what I mean? Like, it's one thing to riff in a comedy club or a theater or something, but like, I get it. Live on TV, like, it could get worse.
That's true.
He ripped that line about his writers.
Oh,
That was not.
that's brutal.
Yeah, that was a bad riff.
Bad move.
You don't ever throw the writers, because first off, it's like you're watching this set and you're like, this guy had writers. Ooh, you know what I mean? And now you're throwing them under the bus.
Yeah.
You know,
I think a lot of people don't know we have like we don't have writers as stand-ups, but like an award show, of course, it's like a short notice thing. You have help, but
you know what that felt like? It felt like you ever got in like a fist fight in high school and one of your friends runs off and you're like, that motherfucker, we all got our ass kicked and he ran to the arcade or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like. Like, it was him, it wasn't me. And you're like, you ratted me out in 2 seconds.
yeah.
But yeah, that was tough. But he'll be fine. Coy's a killer. He's done the Forum. He does all these crazy gigs. So he'll be just fine. And you're right, he'll have 20 minutes on this, and that's going to be almost worth it because that's going to be so fun to watch. That rebuttal.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like people are going to want to hear this.
Yeah.
Do you think? I think that next Netflix special, wherever the hell it is, you're like, damn, I heard he's talking about it.
Yes.
It's kind of interesting,
It's
right?
a slap all over
Yeah,
again.
like the slap. Yeah.
But we
It's
got
not as interesting as a slap.
Sure.
The slap was insane.
that was unprecedented. But you got to admit, comedy has never been this big where a bomb is in a headline. And now you got to go hear about the bomb on his new special. Like, comedy is so huge.
Yeah.
Chappelle punching down. You're like, we got a Ukraine war, we got Israel, but when comedian tells jokes, it's like, that's how big comedy is. It's a little scary.
Hey, Will Smith could have redeemed himself if he slapped Joe Coy. Because that might have saved the set.
That's
People have been
true.
like, wow, this is kind of interesting,
Yeah.
But it was rough where like he came back out and you're like, I could tell, like, we've all done those gigs where you're hosting and you have to come back out and the crowd hates you. And we've never done them when the crowd is Meryl Streep and Robert De Niro.
I know. It's tough. Well, it's a battle wound. He's got a big one.
At the MTV Awards that time, but that was like warm-up.
Warm-up. Wasn't televised, thank God, but that was like, I was crushed.
I've taken some tough L's. I bombed the Friars Club roast once when I was 21, and that fucking hurt.
Oh, it hurts,
that really
baby.
hurt. I mean, it was like an embarrassing, because I was a kid. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to, I thought you were pulling up a clip. No, don't pull this shit up. What are you doing?
It's just me talking about it.
Okay.
And then Norton's trashing me. And Norton goes, give me one of the bits I did. And I did it like an idiot. And of course it bombed in the room and then they all died. And that was painful again.
I love it.
You gotta realize Ricky Gervais here. His monologue was it wasn't even a monologue, it was a shift. It was a shift in award show monologues because it changed everything. Every monologue now we compare to Ricky. That's how big that monologue was.
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler were funny too.
No, they're great.
I think what really was revealing, I didn't watch the whole show. I was like dipping in and out because, there was football on and stuff, and I was kind of like flipping around. But I came back and Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig were doing.
They were great.
To me, that wasn't funny at all. But that's what the room needed. Just them like dance. It was just such a like kind of. It was. They were hilarious. But to me, it was the gag was just so. We can't stop dancing. That's the gag. It's like that's what the room wants. They want like I'm not calling them hacks because they're brilliant. They're both brilliant. Yes. But like it's kind of like a hacky bit.
It felt Steve Martin-y, like this is absurd.
No, it felt more Billy Crystal than Steve Martin.
Okay.
But I thought it kind of cut the tension because at least it was hitting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, they're both insanely likable and hilarious. But to me, it was like a whatever. To me, this is like not a bit that. And then you see some of these actors, you're like, they're terrified. They're clearly just like, well, this didn't work. Comedy is fucking hard.
Yep.
That goes to show, like, these actors like miss one little line, then they're like, fuck it, play it straight.
Yep, exactly.
And I get it. You don't want to take that fucking plunge. It ain't fun.
But hey, the beauty of comedy, we can go back out on the road and talk about this. These actors need to get hired. We got an audience. We got a room full of people who's ready to hear some jokes. These actors need to stay. They can't fuck around. We can fuck around and go talk about it. We can make mistakes and then own it. They got to just, hopefully the system keeps booking them. That's a shitty position.
It's weird because I see people on both sides, like the people that are trashing Joe Coy. I think it's pretty lame, but I think also the people that are like almost too on his side,
Yeah, that's weird too.
Because I saw that too. I'm like, I mean, it was bad.
The jokes weren't great.
They weren't good. I think that's a different muscle. I think to be a good that type of host, you need to be able to be like a good roast.
Yeah.
Someone who's like, I mean, Seth MacFarlane, you could see on like a roast. You know what I mean?
He can do it.
I thought it was weird. I saw a tweet. It was like, Chris D'Elia. I thought he did great. I don't know what people are talking about.
He said that?
Yeah, he tweeted it.
Well, they sweetened the shit out of it. That was the problem. I had a couple people like, I think he's doing all right. He's getting laughs. I'm like, those aren't real. I know sweeten when I hear it. Listen to Gervais. It's like, God, there's like specific moments of people in the crowd. This was just...
There's nowhere...
Someone has a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Right. That was just too generic. Like, it was too perfect. And they cut to the people in the audience and they're like, so where's that noise coming from?
That really, the crossed arms, like, I just couldn't. Watching comics bomb, like, at the Cellar, it's funny because we're like, all right, he's working out. It's kind of funny when you see a good comic not connect because it's interesting to see what they do. But on a stage that big, that attitude to me really bugs me.
Yeah. Like,
that attitude of like, fuck you.
Yeah, you know how hard this is, or maybe they don't know how hard it is.
It sucks that he bombed.
Of course.
I mean, I'm not saying the jokes were good, but it does suck.
Yes.
It sucks that he just ate shit.
After that he went in that backstage area and was like, what the fuck? Oh my God. He's covered in sweat. He's got to wipe down. He's like, it's like a car crash. You have to like regroup.
It's also a weird, like, you're not one of us type.
Oh,
like,
100%.
Where it's like, I would argue his journey, or for lack of a better word you want to call it, was harder.
Of course.
So the whole like, you're not one of us, this is why America doesn't feel connected to actors.
Yeah.
That arrogance. You being like, what we do is harder. Fuck off. It ain't.
It ain't, and all they talk about is inclusivity. Well, let that guy in. How about that?
Exactly. If you want to be like, we need to think about LGBT. What about a performer?
Yeah.
They're not one of you?
What about an Asian man? Nagasaki, huh? All right. But yeah.
Or like Nagasaki.
The reviews are in.
Hakashima. Okay.
But yeah, I know that's what bugs me is the whole like everything's about inclusiveness, and then you see how they treat a comedian.
I know, exactly.
And I agree that I'm saying the jokes are bad, but still like just that arrogance of just like the.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because we felt it. We've done those shows and we've done those audiences, and they're the worst fucking crowds ever. And then guess what? I was in Madison, Wisconsin all weekend, and they were fucking electric.
Yep.
They were great. So it's like, you go to regular people, they're great. You go to these people, all these people who are like artists and supposed to get it.
Yep.
You're the hardest fucking crowd.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It was cool. The Holdovers got a lot of stuff. Giamatti and, what's her name again? Divine something. She's so good in the movie. So cool that they both... And I saw Giamatti afterwards at the
In-N-Out
with the Golden
great.
Globe, kind of like in Sideways, right?
Yeah.
You got that great bottle of wine.
With a plastic cup. Yeah, that was perfect. Good point.
Just one of the best movies.
Oh, Pain. You gotta love Pain.
Pain is incredible.
Yeah, I like this movie. People,
I really liked it.
Joe List hated it. I thought it was great.
You look, that's what movies are, right? It's like a movie like this type of like kind of sweet movie. It's like some people are gonna find it cheesy, I guess, but it got me. I loved it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a little cheesy.
Ooh. What about a lot of good stuff. One, Jesus, big
jeez, man, those are Golden Globes. Holy hell!
What else? What else won?
Well,
I didn't see. Oh, dude, I saw Rami give a big smooch on the mouth I saw that on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Rami and Mark Ruffalo, big kiss on the mouth.
Ooh, how about that? All right.
That movie won. I haven't seen it, but our boy Simon Rex told me it's killer.
Oh, great.
The one with Emma Stone.
Oh, yeah. What's up with Stone and Taylor Swift are beefing?
I mean, it was a joke.
Oh, is that a joke?
I think it's a joke.
All right, this is just turning into TMZ over here.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Mark Ruffalo's in the news.
Extra.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
yeah, get some, Rami.
That's my lady. Mark Ruffalo's like her number one.
I feel like that's every lady.
Oh, really?
Doesn't every lady love Ruffalo?
But I'll
he's
take
so
it.
It's funny he's the Hulk because he's so non-threatening.
I know.
And the Hulk's like, "Rrr," and then every interview he's like, oh God,
yeah. We need to help poor people.
Gotta really just do our part.
He's a chubby guy with curly hair, so I'm like, great. I'm glad her fantasy's not
chubby?
Momoa. Well, he's a portly or
I don't
flabby. We'll go flabby.
I heard a rumor in like 2017 that he was going to play Columbo.
Oh, that's perfect.
And I lost it. I was like, this is perfect.
Well, he's in Zodiac. Remember, he's
amazing.
Killer.
Oh, maybe that's where that came from. He's wearing the jacket and everything.
Oh yeah, 70s.
Yeah. Columbo could use a revamp.
Columbo is awesome.
Columbo. It's weird because every episode's an hour 30, right? So it's like,
is that right?
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's like
I think it was a 2-hour
movie.
Show
with commercials.
Yeah, with commercials.
But dude, some of those apps, I'm like, they're great, but we could snip so much of this out.
Oh yeah,
it's like the person deciding to do the murder. It's like
it's like Columbo taking his dog to the vet. It's like, what are we doing here?
That's a good app. I've seen that. That's the one with Cassavetes, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've seen my Columbo.
We got a lot of range over here. We got Rami and Columbo in the same 10-minute podcast.
Cassavetes.
Oh yeah. What was his thing? He's in 5 Oscar winners and then he's out.
Oh no, that's John Cazale.
Oh, sorry.
Cassavetes is the director.
Got it.
You were telling me we were hanging last night, me and Salamanca, and he was telling me some. What were you saying last night?
Oh, it was about Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah,
they had it written into his will. He said, if I should decease, I give my money willingly to my ex-wife or whoever it was. But my son has to be raised in New York City.
Ooh,
that's in the will.
Interesting.
I love it. Wow. I know you love it too.
I love it. I fucking love that.
I wonder why he said that.
Because it's culture. We got culture here.
I guess so.
We also got a lot of problems, but I got one for you. This happened on the way here. I was on the train, and clearly a crazy guy starts shadow boxing on the train.
Oh,
like, here we go. It's like I know it's a ticking time bomb.
Yep.
So I get up on the next stop and I go to the next car, and then like one more stop, the train cleared out, and I was like, I saw that one coming.
Oh wow!
Like I was proud I fucking called that. He went nuts, I guess, but
Yeah.
I can't drive, but I can tell.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
got New York instinct, baby.
That's New York. It turns you into this like quick fast food psychologist. You're like, that guy's bipolar. He's schizophrenic. Like, you're like reading people's minds in 2 seconds.
Not only that, but it's like, you know, technology has also turned us, like, we get irritated by shit so much more quickly. Like, I used to be, like, much more alert. Now I'm like, fuck, I got to pause an audiobook to, like, see if this guy's crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
so true. Yeah, the crazies are out. I saw a couple today. Saw one yesterday.
Yeah.
They're back on the train.
New York Magazine did a really in-depth story about Jordan Neely, that guy,
Oh, the Michael Jackson guy.
Michael Jackson guy who was, sorry, I pulled up the eBay things. He was killed in the subway.
The chokehold.
Yes, that's
Damn,
right.
yeah.
What the hell are you bringing that up for?
He just said crazy homeless guy in the subway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't stop till you get enough. No, that's horrible. Yeah, no, that's...
That's a great cover for a
I
guy who
try
just
to
got murdered
avoid.
on the train. You have a great photo of the guy.
Sure. What, is that like CCTV footage?
I don't know. I think he
Well,
was
that's like a
performer.
classic, like that's like a perfect story for America right now because you get the far left being like, we need to help these people in the far right, like he's a menace, you know.
Yep.
Everyone is angry on, but then like really, it's you know,
There's nuance to
it's
everything.
nuance.
Yeah, well, like the Katt Williams interview, you know.
What do you think of that?
Well,
I listened to the whole thing. I
did too.
I never listen to podcasts that long.
I love Katt. I think he's one of the funniest guys on the planet.
I want him on here.
Oh, I'd love to get Katt on.
Kat, we need like a chart of
Yes.
people to check off.
And then,
Yeah. Coy's
Exit off.
out, Katt's in. But Katt, he's so funny. You also want to be on his good side. Like, let's have him on so he doesn't hate us, you know, because you don't want him shitting on us in 5 years. But so funny. I do think a lot of it, I listened to the whole thing, and some of it you're like, well, this isn't true. That's not real.
What's not true?
Well, he said he had 10 kids. He has 8. Then he said he reads
He's
3,000.
rounding up.
He reads 3,000 books a year. You're like, well, that's kind of impossible.
Yeah.
You know, and he had a couple of
3,000 a year? I don't even remember that. Dude, pull up. By the way, Shannon Sharp, one of the worst interviewers I've ever heard. And like, look, he was an amazing football player, Hall of Fame tight end, beat the Giants, piece of shit. But God, here's what I love. YouTube, I wonder if there's a compilation. Shannon Sharp laugh. Okay. He's got the most girlish laugh I've ever heard.
Oh, really?
He's this hulking fucking, I mean, I don't know if you've seen this guy shirtless. He's still shredded.
Oh, yeah, he's huge.
And his laugh is like,
Little Michael Jackson, or Michael Tyson.
oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck is that?
That's kind of nice.
That does not match the.
That sounds like a bridge troll. He's like, how many you got to pass the riddle to get through the bridge? Oh, man. Who would
Sorry.
Yeah. That got 30 million views.
It's fucking funny, that laugh. No, I mean, if it was him doing a straight up interview, I couldn't have handled it, but luckily Kat steamrolls him and
Yeah.
just takes over.
Totally.
But I mean, I love how he just kept making it about like sports. He'd be like, you ever been booed? He's like, you ever dropped a pass? Like everything, they're not the same.
Kat is so
Dropping a
good.
pass happens.
He's so good. Well, Nathan McIntosh made the great point. He's like, that pod was so big that we forgot about the Epstein list for a second. That's how big
I
it
just
was.
think the Epstein list was anticlimactic because we knew most of the names already.
Yeah, they keep saying more is coming. I don't know. It's.
Yeah, I heard Bruce Willis, but he says he doesn't remember. So
how can you do better than Stephen Hawking on the fucking list?
I know. That's
Yeah.
gold. But you know, he's a philanderer. He was always kind of stepping out or rolling out.
Yeah.
But he's a hornball man.
yeah,
That's a sticky
He
keyboard.
was a horny dude.
Yeah. It's kind of motivational when you think about it.
He accomplished more in his life
Yeah, oh yeah.
than most people. I mean, I was going to say able-bodied people, but
Yeah, he's an astrophysicist.
yeah, I mean, he did a lot.
Oh, yeah, he's solving for the equation of cream pie. All right, I'll see you all in hell. There you go.
But
He
yeah,
can't drive, but he's all right with trafficking. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Video to come.
I heard someone say he likes to watch, and I was like, that's all he can do.
This isn't my joke where someone was like, he's investigating black holes.
Hey.
That's good.
I got needs, special needs. All right. Okay, we're having fun. Any word from our guest? Okay, just checking.
Well, what should we drink today, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
I could make something. Do we have ice?
We could scoop some ice
You
up.
could also just maybe do a scotch or something.
Do a neat.
a little neat, maybe a bodega. Or we could fuck with some of that Offerman special.
Ooh.
He won. Our boy Nick Offerman.
Oh, yeah?
Shout out to our former great episode with our boy Nick Offerman.
What did he win? The Last of Us?
He won for The Last of Us.
Oh, really?
That was a killer ep.
He was awesome. And so was him on ours.
Yeah.
But yeah, him on that show was like pretty incredible.
That was huge.
Yeah, he crushed it, man. And the other guy, I forgot his name, but he's also incredible.
Yeah, Gervais won as well. So it was like it felt like a real year. It wasn't like, well, they're checking boxes or is this really that good? Why'd he win? Why'd she win? This felt like real good picks.
Well, Succession, everyone but Kendall won, and there was the gif of the last shot of Kendall looking sad on the bench.
Oh man, the internet really is unbeaten.
Unbeaten. And yeah, Succession ruled. That was such a good show.
Oh yeah. As Joe List says, Billions, Succession for retards.
Hey, the Billions is good, man.
I never got it. I never watched it.
Really?
I should check it out.
First few seasons are killer.
Okay. I love Giamatti, and I like Koppelman.
And I'm in it
And you're in it.
for an episode.
And Soder.
Soder's great in it.
I got to check it out. All right, looks like he's going to get the guests. What else is going on? What did you pull some stuff up?
Yeah, Sam.
Can we pause for a sec? Because I want to piss anyway.
I'm dying to piss.
Okay, let's just.
All right.
We Might Be Drunk is brought to you by Diet Smoke. If you're looking to get into shrooms, Diet Smoke is the place to start. You probably know Diet Smoke as the premier source for THC products, but they've also just launched their brand new mushroom gummies, which is the perfect intro to shrooms. Wow, this is nice to know. They have a huge range of strengths and doses, so you can choose your own adventure. I love shrooms. I'm a big fan, and you never know what you're taking, a cap, a stem, who knows, it's all over the road. So get this. This is the way to do it. Diet Smoke, not sure what to buy. They got a top-notch customer service team that's committed to guiding you towards the right products for you and your body. Whether you're looking for something strong to unwind, a boost to energy to keep you going, or a lighter, more mellow high, Diet Smoke has what you need. Join the Diet Smoke community and discover the buzz for you. Visit dietsmoke.com today and use code DRUNK for 50% off any item and enjoy your journey to bliss. That's dietsmoke.com and use code DRUNK for 50% off any item. Diet Smoke, your partner in finding the perfect THC and mushroom products. Hey, we're back. Sam's smelling the lemon juice. He's making us a cocktail. I think we're having a paper plane.
Does this smell like weed? This smells
It smells like weed.
Weed?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to? I think you're supposed to refrigerate lemon juice once it's open.
Nah, give that a goog, Sally.
Right after opening.
Ah, it's right on the goddamn label. Well, our guest here is Chad Daniels, everybody.
Am I recording right now? Am I good?
Yeah, you're on that.
One of our favorite comics. He's got a YouTube special out, and it's you hit both sides, which I love.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, everybody's picking a side and going all in. You hit both.
Yeah, I'm just right in the middle.
Say, we need that. You know, the enough's enough already. It's like
Yeah, it's
right and left.
How did you divvy up which material to do? Did you just had 2 hours locked and loaded, and you're like, you wanted to do it this way? This was the plan?
Yeah, well, so I knew I was going to pay for the camera crew and pay for everybody. So I was like, why not just get both of them out for less money? So it really was the cheap route, and that's why I did it this way.
Did you change outfits at least?
I did. I changed the set, I changed outfits, and then just did 2 different hours.
Beautiful.
Damn, that's great.
That's so funny that it was just for the money.
To do though, too.
It was a little weird. I mean, it was almost. Do you remember the scene from what's that? Old School, where Will Ferrell is like on the debate team?
Yes.
And then he does that big thing about finance or whatever, and then he goes, "Oh my God, I blacked out. I don't know what happened." That's how I felt when I walked off stage the second time, because I didn't do any pickups.
Right.
We didn't edit it. It was just that was it.
Wow. Oh yeah, with James Carville.
Yeah.
That was such a fun movie.
There will always be a need for us to have a well-articulated ocean policy.
This is Chad doing his closer. There you go. Well, that must be nice, because shooting a special is such a ordeal, and it's a mind fuck, and it's exhausting. So then you got it all out in one day and you're done.
Yeah, 2 of them, and then just moved on.
That's great.
It was fun. It did feel good, and I'm going to shoot another one March 2nd. And then I'm done shooting for a while.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
you're shooting 3 in 1 year?
So I did it December 1st, or December 3rd, so it would be, I guess 3 in 14 months.
That's fucking crazy.
Who are you, Chappelle?
I mean, I'm telling you, like, you know, there's a little. If I would have done, if I could have picked it, right? Netflix bought the second one that I did in Madison.
Hey, congrats.
And so, thank you. But if I could have picked, I would have just gone rapid fire on these things. But, you know, I slowed it down and told some stories and stuff like that. But,
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
All right, great. Well, I watched the YouTube one, and I loved it.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, yeah, check it out. I mean,
you've always been prolific. You've always, like, you know, I remember, like, you were one of the early comics to kind of catch some heat with Pandora. And,
Yeah.
like, I feel like I learned about Pandora because we had the same agent, and she was like, Chad fucking on Pandora, dude.
yeah.
I didn't even know. I got on stage once in Spokane, Washington, and this guy yelled out, "Do IHOP." And then everyone started cheering, and I go, "How do you guys know what IHOP is?" And they were like, "Pandora, idiot."
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was comedy on Pandora at that point.
Wow. That's
So I didn't know
crazy.
anything, but-
You were number 1 on there for a while.
Yeah, for a little bit.
That's not bad. Yeah, you're in people's homes, in their cars.
Yeah, and then you got that lawsuit,
What happened?
the royalty lawsuit, where
Oh, yeah,
they
we
were
were
trying
part
to
of that.
trying to squeeze a little more, and they took a bunch of stuff down. So.
I got some dough out of that.
Did
You
you?
did? Nice.
A little bit, did
Oh,
you?
Good. No, because I bailed on it, and I said I'd rather go back on Pandora.
Well, my problem
Oh,
was
interesting.
Comedy Central fucked me. Like, they were just withholding all these royalties for, like, years. I was like, I don't ever get those royalty checks. And, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, when you get it in a lump sum, it's a nice little
Yeah.
how do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that monthly serious money, and that's a nice little finger in the butt because you're like, ooh, I didn't see that coming. And
Absolutely.
it felt damn good.
Yeah, you just get that email.
Yes.
And then you click artist summary, and you're like, well, what is this about? A new pair of
Yeah.
sneakers?
We're getting a steak dinner.
What is this?
Going to Sizzler. Yeah, but yeah, boy, you're cranking it out, so now you got to build a new set.
Yeah, I'll just do that, but that's going to be hometown stuff. St. Paul, I'm doing that. And
Nice.
that'll be,
Oh.
it's on my, we got a woman
Is
down.
this one going to be on YouTube as well, or are you selling this one too?
So I'm not sure about the one on March 2nd. I'm gonna do what I did. I'm gonna do it myself, produce it myself, and then try to sell it after that.
Yeah, I got to say, we did the Fully Loaded with Bert for a couple dates.
Yeah, that was fun.
So fun. But Bert, I got to watch Bert watch you, and his wife, you know, Leanne, is just like, oh my God, we're all dying in the back because you were doing the right versus left closer. And it was
Okay.
fucking epic in an arena. It was killing.
Oh, thanks. Oklahoma City was a fun night. I rode out on that horse and
Yes.
just being an idiot.
That was
Might not
great.
work. This drink might not work. I don't think we have enough lemon, so.
What? I'm fine with the old lemon juice. It can't be that tainted, huh?
We'll see if this works.
Let's see
right.
how it goes.
This doesn't look like it's going to work.
That's fresh right there. Let me smell this. How bad
take
could
one
lemon
down,
juice
pass
be?
it around.
Yeah.
It's fucking bad.
That's not great. You're not kidding. I've eaten some sour snatch in my day, and that is rough.
You're supposed to refrigerate
We're like
this
so
for
close
sure.
to this drink working, it might still work.
Yeah, look at you. You're like
I'm sure it will.
mad scientist over there.
Sometimes you get a drink and you're like, God, there's too much lemon in this. Not enough
Needs the lemon
booze.
to offset the sweet, though.
Oh, God. We'll see. We'll
If
fake
this
it.
sucks, I apologize.
All right.
I bet we'll
Maybe
still
he's going to
drink
get
it.
more. More lemon? Nah. Man, this is like bottom of the barrel for us. We need beer Jew, man.
Yeah, I guess we got to call him back. We had our own bartender.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, but he's not here today, obviously. But we'll get him back. So where are you staying in the city? You doing some spots?
No, I don't normally do spots, but I did one last night. I did Bonfire.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bobby Kelly, I was heading down to the cellar, and he goes, well, hop on this show I'm doing. So I just did one random.
Yeah.
And then I hung out and just talked up in the lounge area.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it was nice.
I got to tell you, I took 11 days off because of New Year's and Christmas and all that. For me, that's an eternity.
Yep.
I don't know how you feel because you're up in Fergus Falls.
I moved to Minneapolas.
Oh, you did?
Kelsey and I moved to the big city, you guys.
Hey!
Yeah.
I can see you
How
changed.
was that change for you?
It's just 2.5 hours closer to the airport.
Jesus.
That's
How the fuck
pretty
did you
good.
do the road before that?
I mean, I had kids, so it was like kids are first, then
Yeah.
comedy, then other stuff, and so you just got to make sure you're home.
Yeah.
But I still got to. It was weird because I get to raise my kids how I want to raise them, but then also still do comedy, which
Totally.
is my favorite thing. So,
How do you want to raise them?
Yeah.
well done.
Got it.
Yes, cook them all the way through.
Yeah, well, I always talk about you like you're this commando living in the woods, and when there's a show, we're like, call Chad, and you're like, I told you I quit. And then they're like, we need you, though. You're the only guy with the special tools. And then you kind of come out of retirement and come do some show and then go back.
Suck, by the way.
I'm sure it'll be great. Well, let's cheers it up here, boys.
Hell yeah. It looks like the right color.
Paper plane, yeah.
Cheers, paper plane. All right.
Woo-wee. Not Alaskan. The door is still on this one.
Still pretty good.
That's very good. Yeah. What do you got going in
Hey,
here?
that's great. Pull up that Alaska flight. You got to see this. The door flies off in midair.
It's Amaro Nonino, Aperol, Bodega Cat whiskey and lemon juice.
Nice. It's good.
In equal parts.
I didn't know the first two things you said.
Yeah,
I don't get too
is-
fancy.
Amaro is like you have it like you can just drink that neat. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Amaro Stoudemire. That sounds like a basketball player. Amaro Nonino. He's on the Bulls this year. All right, there you go. Look at this. Have you seen this yet?
Alaska Air, their flights are looking pretty cheap right now. And I'm looking at them, I'm kind of like, it's not going to happen again.
The odds are great in your
We're
favor.
getting a better idea of what exactly caused the window of
Oh, is it a window? Sorry, I thought it was a door.
And was modified.
Damn, and they kept flying.
The plane, didn't have as many emergency exits.
No, they had to
because
land
It had fewer
in Portland.
passenger seats.
Oh.
So the window that flew off was actually a door that
There
had
we
been
go.
covered.
What?
That kid's shirt flew right out of there, they said.
Damn.
Like right off his body?
No, just had like a sweatshirt on the seat and it went, whew.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And that must fucking hurt your ears, too.
That's got to scare
Yeah.
the shit out of you.
Oh my God, I know. Holy hell, we fly more than anyone. Oh, they got the mask coming down.
I just flew from Portland on Alaska, actually.
No way.
Yeah. Or maybe it was LA.
This is
actually.
wild.
did a
I mean,
West
people
Coast.
have to be going nuts, right?
Oh, I'm surprised there's no screaming. Damn, their stock must be through the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
So 2 people arrived late, didn't get on the flight, and those were those 2 seats
No
next to
way.
the door. Yeah, they were empty seats.
That's crazy they were empty seats because that would have probably, I mean, remember that, what was it, Sun Country? I don't want to say, but because I'm not sure, but it was some, B-level airline and the window came out and somebody got sucked into it and it killed them because
yeah,
it pulled all
the
their
head,
blood
right?
into their ass or something.
What?
Yeah, it was really strange.
Damn, that's like a Homer Simpson moment. You
Yeah.
know, like sucked
Yeah.
right into the hole. Holy shit. Well, that's why you need the fat guy taking the 2 seats, because then only one person dies. Is that a real law or is that a joke? I heard that fat people on Southwest, was it? Get a free seat.
A free seat or they have to buy 2?
No,
get a
no,
free
they don't
one.
have to pay for it.
By law.
But our argument was like, all right, what if you're tall?
Tall's no good because you're still compact. You're just long.
But you're born tall.
I think the fat thing is crazy. I think it's unfair to the thin folk.
I think that's a bit much.
Yeah, you got fat. That's not on us. It's not on the airline. Now they're losing money for a seat because you ate a waffle.
Other airlines is what they say to you. You got fat, dude. Sorry. You're fucking gross.
Well, my thing with the fat, we've covered this before. I was a fat kid. I got fat families.
I was chubby as hell.
Yeah.
That goddamn McDonald's Monopoly game, it got me.
Oh.
That was like a Ponzi scheme for fat kids because I thought I was going to get
Absolutely.
Boardwalk.
Yeah, you
and
need Park
Boardwalk.
Place.
There was no fucking Boardwalk. No one got that.
It was a scam. There it is. It's praise for customers of size policy. Southwest. There you go. But my thing is, if you're fat, that's fine. You can do whatever you want to your body. But when you're spilling into my seat, now it's secondhand fat. Because
Yes.
now it's affecting me.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And it's not like a good feeling. It's hot. It's like a moist kind of a.
Yes.
It's not great.
The only time it is good is when you can actually nuzzle into it.
Sure.
You forgot the neck
Yeah,
pillow,
you
and you can.
Once they hit a Jabba the Hutt level of fat, you get to, yeah.
Speaking of,
It's a beanbag.
this might be a good segue. Sam asked me to pull this up earlier.
Oh, this disgusts me. I get so mad. I send this to Sally. We send each other videos like this, but this one just makes me angry. This McDonald's one.
Okay, we got a burger, nugget, fries,
And
wrapped
then wrap
up in
into
a.
a burrito.
Oh wow! This is why the terrorists hate us.
I mean, this is disgusting.
Oh, that's fun.
But here's the thing. I get it. I get why people would hate us.
Yeah.
But then just kill him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think he's got that covered.
Don't come for all of us.
That's I
Just
completely
get that
agree.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, with the ranch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, there's not enough garbage in there. Jesus Christ. to me, it's like I understand the making, like the people want to recreate stuff on these things, so they'll do like the Taco Bell thing where you put the, you wrap it up, you put the tortilla in there for the crunch, the gordita crunch thing you want to remake.
Oh, the Crunch Wrap Supreme.
But that's an actual thing.
Yes.
You're just throwing garbage. You may as well just dump it in a fucking hefty bag and then just chug it,
I gotta tell you, I probably would do that one time just to say I did it.
Well, KFC did it for a minute. Remember when they did the bowl?
Oh,
I got that bowl. I was like,
got
let
the
me
bowl,
try
too.
it.
No
but then
bread.
I was like,
It was like meat or something.
No potato.
I think a
mashed
bunch of potatoes and gravy was the killer.
And cheese.
yeah. No, I felt horrible after it. It was a huge mistake.
Well, Patton Oswalt had the whole thing, the sadness pile and a failure bowl. That was, which is so poetic. That was his whole thing on that. And then the double down. Don't forget about the double down.
That's what I was thinking. What was that?
That was a chicken breast, meat, like patty between it with cheese. So the bun was the breast.
I had a double cheeseburger eating contest at McDonald's once and got 5 of them.
Wow, that's like an apocalypse now with the slow fan.
You get the meat sweats even. Like, if you eat too much meat, I've gotten a few times where I'm like, I just wake up covered in sweat and I'm like, oh shit, that's meat.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to eat that much of it.
I know, I get that too after barbecue.
There's been times in my life I'll wake up sweaty, no meat, just because of other bad decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, just anything.
Sure. Yeah, the booze sweats, that's no joke. Where you sweat and you're like, I smell like gin.
Yes.
Literally.
And it's all coming out at once.
Yes. Ugh.
Barbecue, when you break it down, is just like smoked meats with sugar.
That's it.
It's the worst shit you can. Like pre-show, you're eating. Smoking is bad for you. Sugar is bad for you. It's
a good point.
Meat is bad for you.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why am I so fucking lethargic?
Yeah. Not to
Because
mention,
this is poison. I'm putting it. It tastes great. It's great poison.
you get 2 sides with that plate. So now you're getting mac and cheese. So now you're getting a carb with the cheese.
That's
and
what you get, mac and cheese.
I get
and
the
then what
mac
else?
and cheese.
I don't.
And I try to get a collard green, which is my
Yeah,
way of...
you feel better about it. You get
Yeah.
the collard greens. You're like, this is healthy.
Or a
it's
green
drenched in
bean.
fucking meat sauce. But
Yeah, you put the sauce on that too,
Yeah.
of course, and the mac.
I
Or
like
you
a
get
good
coleslaw.
like. I mean, you're asking for poison, but you get like a good bean thing on the side sometimes.
Yeah. Like a
Hard to
pinto or something.
So there's a whole thing called fat influencers online where people you watch them eat, like that video we just saw.
Yeah.
And this lady put a compilation together of some of these fat influencers.
Uh-oh.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died.
Oh!
Ready to get supersized?
She died too.
Today I got the big Fruit Loop.
He's dead.
33.
On my fat positive radio show.
Which didn't last long because she died.
Oh, my
I don't like
Holy
how much joy she seems to be having with this though.
Yeah.
I don't like that she's like gloating a little, right? Like, yeah, it's fucking insane that they're doing this, but also like, this isn't like world-class reporting.
Yeah.
Sure.
She's just yelling to her younger sister, bring me another one.
I used to watch My 600-Pound Life at Artie Lange's house, and it was probably the hardest I've ever laughed is just him. He would just like commentate on it.
Wow.
He would just like be riffing about how dumb these people are. And I fucking miss Artie Lange, dude.
Oh, he's the man. But that TLC has really become the modern day freak show. It's like the fattest people on earth, midgets. It just goes on and on. Like, I have 12 kids or whatever. It's just a freak show, but on TV.
Is that the Russian wife show?
Yes, that too.
That one?
Yeah, it's all TLC. Look, that's my
Yeah.
400-pound life. He's not far off.
Those 200 pounds make a difference, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Those
that's
last
true.
200 will get you.
Man, he was funny. We're talking about him like he's
He's
dead.
still
What are we-
alive.
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I just haven't seen him in a while.
I was just wondering, like, what did I miss?
No. He's so fucking fun. I remember Joe Mackey and I went on his show once, like years, like probably maybe 12 years ago, whenever he had that direct TV show.
Oh, yeah, I went on that.
And we went on and Mackey goes, I already bombed twice tonight. And Artie goes, here and where else?
Oh, man.
So quick.
He's the only guy I've seen get a tell dying. Attell's like rolled over laughing at Artie Lange.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like radio gold because he was a great storyteller, but he was just so freaking quick as well.
I know. All right, I feel like you left Are You Garbage. You came here. We've talked about the double down, the sadness bowl, fat people. I'm like, all right, we gotta steer away from garbage. How about those Knicks?
I'm fucking loving it.
Hey,
I'm sure you
I'm
are.
rocking the New York Knicks. Yeah.
I haven't watched the Knicks since, like, Patrick Ewing used to Make excuses about his fingers
Oh, yeah.
before playoff games, just in
guy.
case he did poorly.
Right.
And then he would dominate, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I did that with a bad finger." I loved it. It taught me how to do a pre-excuse,
Right.
and I've used it my whole life.
Free excuse is good.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to use that with the
him,
wife.
dude.
But I'm having trouble getting it up lately.
Have you really?
No, I'm saying pre-excuse.
That was in college. You go, well, I haven't done this in a while, so it might be fast.
Right.
And then it isn't, and you're like, well, Patrick Ewing did.
Yeah.
You go up on stage with some notes. You're like, let me try some new shit out. It's just your hour you've been touring with.
All your closers
Let me
from all your
fuck around.
Right.
Let me fuck around.
I've never done the Patrick Ewing figure, but when I ate a girl out once, she gave me the Matumbo. Whatever happened to him?
He's around.
Okay.
I got him to do a cameo for one of my specials.
Yes.
Oh, really?
I got him. Pull it up somewhere. It's great. He crushed it. I just gave him a script to read, and he basically just nailed it. Yeah, just look Samuel Matumbo. But he's got his own coffee. He's a humanitarian.
Wow.
He's
Okay.
I got his autograph when I was a kid. After I just would wait outside, and I had a blue warm up on me, and I handed him a black Sharpie to autograph it, and he did this, and he takes out his own pen. It was blue, so he just signed blue on blue, so it just didn't show up. He thought he was doing like something cool. I was like, thanks.
Oh, damn.
Autograph fail. Is that it?
No, that's not it. It's on my Instagram.
Oh, okay.
It's probably from a long time ago.
You're a sports guy. Football?
Yep.
Vikings?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, unfortunately.
Is it true that Bill Murray owns a baseball team called the Twins, a minor league?
I think it's the St. Paul Saints, and I think he used to own them. Maybe he got out of it now.
Oh, okay.
But he used to frequent that place, and people would love
Really?
it. Man, I would love to bump into him.
Oh.
Some of the stories I hear,
Same.
where he grabs the French fries and he just goes, "No one's ever going to believe you." Like that kind of shit is wild, and I love when people use their celebrity for that.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I've heard of him showing up at frat parties with like a case of beer, and
Yeah,
he's
in
like,
Austin, Texas. I think
yeah,
it was.
like pretend
I
I'm not here.
I wonder if it's ever not worked. I wonder if
Maybe.
people they just don't know who he is. They're just like, no, fuck you, old guy. I don't.
yeah.
Can you imagine rejecting Bill Murray?
I know. Well, he's a weird looking guy, and he's old as shit now. And I think some Gen Zer would probably be like, "Who's this creep?"
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
we love Bill Murray, but I mean, he really got away with being like a cool dick. That was like,
Yes.
if you rewatch like Groundhog's Day, he's just a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
But he's so charismatic.
Scrooged.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Quick,
Totally.
what's quick change?
Quick change.
That's a good one.
It's hard to pull off the cool, likable dick now because it's all about like being positive and nice and all that. So it's-
Now if you're a dick, everyone's like, this person. This is why they're a dick.
yes,
This is when it started.
with tweeting.
Yeah.
You know, people are like,
They do a flashback. The mom's beating him.
yeah, yeah. But even Jimmy Fallon, they're like that guy who worked for him was like, he's so mean. You're like, come on, he's your boss. What are we doing here?
Also, that guy's mean.
I know.
I don't believe it.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I mean, how were you raised? That's like I
We've all
started
met
at-
him. I mean, he's a cool dude.
Very cool guy.
What were you saying?
I was going to say, I started doing comedy at Acme Comedy Company, and it's Spoil City, right?
Yeah.
The open mic is 300 standing room only.
Great club.
Everybody's loud. And then you get out and you go do a bar show, and you're like, oh my God,
Yes.
this is what comedy actually is.
Right,
and so you
right.
feel like, what kind of parenting, what kind of upbringing did you have if Fallon's a dick?
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
wild. I mean, you're just so spoiled and out of touch.
But I do think a
know.
lot of it's like people just get so much, like they're searching for so much positive reinforcement now that maybe like that's what social media is. Everyone's on their phone. Everything's for them. So if your boss isn't like kissing your ass now, I feel like they're just like, wait, why aren't you?
Yeah.
Why are you doing more for me?
Yeah,
You know?
I hate to breaking news you guys, but words of affirmation isn't everyone's love language. So fucking sack up, dude.
Yes, you're working on 30 Rock on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's a peeve, by the way, is just people's love language where it's like, that's my love language. I'm like, well, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You have like my girlfriend will do that where she'll be like, well, buying you stuff is my love language. I'm like, well, stop buying me shit. I live in a cramped apartment in New York City.
Right.
You got me like 8 sweatshirts, and I was like, what is this shit?
Jesus.
It's like it's nice, but it's like now I have to like go return this shit.
And it's tough. It's a tough thing to complain about too. Like,
I know it's gifts, so I'm like, it is annoying.
And
Yeah.
they're saying it's their love language, which is then you're rejecting.
yes.
But you can't come up with your own. It's not like my love language is $100 bills and blowjobs. I mean, it doesn't work. There's like 5 some cemented in love language. You have to pick between them. So.
My love language is getting my ass eaten. You know,
I've actually said that to her. It's like I do. That's what I prefer.
Giving and receiving. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that love language shit caught on real quick, and I don't like it.
Well, it's another thing. It's like, well, it's about you.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not about the person you're supposedly loving.
Yes.
Yeah, like I know this guy. He's a very funny comic, and he's like, my girlfriend's love language is words of affirmation, giving them, but I get so uncomfortable when people give me compliments. So it hurt. You know, she's like, this is my love language, and he's just shrinking in the kitchen because he can't handle it all. He can't handle those words of affirmation. He's like, leave me alone. Just tell me I'm nice once in the morning, and then stop, please.
Well, we need a hate language. If we're gonna have a love language, we need the opposite to say like, I don't want this.
I think that's just Twitter.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's like, if you're giving me your love thing, I also should be able to say, all right, well, I don't like this. I don't like this thing. Just because
you should be able to turn it down.
Yeah.
It's like getting hit on at a bar, right? Hey, I'd like to take you home. No, thank you. And then all of a sudden it's your love language, so I have to accept it.
Exactly.
That doesn't work that way.
My love language is sexual assault.
Right.
I'm feeling rejected right now.
There you go.
My love language is not accepting other love languages. Ever.
That's pretty good. That could be something. That could be a bit. Do you have any peeves? Because I got one.
Let's hear it.
Well, I don't know if you've ever come across this, but the guy who's trying to think of what you're going to say before you finish saying it, but he's all wrong.
Oh, so he interrupts you.
Yes.
Annoying Mad Libs.
Yes, exactly. And I can see him like, he's like mouthing it and getting all excited. And I'm like, no, let me just say it, and then we'll go from there. Stop trying to figure it out as I'm saying. I guess he's kind of bored with me talking or something.
He needs spoilers with every TV show too, that guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No spoilers. Just let me finish.
That's a weird one. People who like, I was talking to my mom, and she was like, well, what happens in the movie? I was like, well, I don't want to tell you if you're going to see it. She's like, no, I like spoilers. I'm like, that's weird to me.
Oh, I've never heard anyone say that.
Some people like spoilers.
Wow.
I was in Columbia, Missouri one time. First of all, let me back up.
Deja vu?
Yeah. But my girlfriend is going to be watching this.
Yeah.
And so when you brought up someone trying to finish your sentences.
Wait, your girlfriend watches your podcast?
I'm sure.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. And I know for a fact that she is probably right now vibrating a little bit, going like, aren't you going to tell him you interrupt me all the time?
Oh.
So I would like to tell you sometimes. So she's one of these people that, and I love it, she thinks about what she's going to say before she says it.
Okay.
I am a fuck you. Oops, sorry, 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
I don't think about anything. I just go in.
Okay.
And she thinks about it. So while she's thinking about it, I'm getting like antsy. So I'll try to guess what she's going to do. And she's like, just fucking let me collect my thoughts.
But that's different. I think what you're saying is different than what he's saying. I think Mark is like telling a story and the person keeps guessing.
Yes.
I think you're describing someone being like, that's different.
Yeah, so what you're saying is they're trying to, if you were watching a comic, it's like trying to guess the punchline.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's different. I think she's not getting to the thing, whereas Mark is telling the story and you're just being interrupted. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, yeah, it feels like interrupting, but I do see the difference. Columbia, Missouri, deja vu. I get heckled by this lady, say some pretty nasty shit to her. She's screaming at me. I go, listen, I don't have much time left. Let's meet at the bar, whatever, if you want to talk about it. Her husband's there. And they leave and they're pissed off and they call the owner. He's mad at me.
Yep.
I go to the Life of David Gale. It's called.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Kevin Spacey. And like 50 twists and turns in this thing.
Good movie.
Yeah. And I'm walking out and I hear, there's the comedian. Now you hear that tone and you go, keep walking. But not me, right? My ego goes, that must be me.
Yeah.
It's this lady and her husband. And she's like, what movie did you go see? And I went, Life of David Gale. And she goes, well, he's probably funnier than you.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay. And I go, what movie are you going to see? And she said, same movie. And then I told them both what happened. And I don't think they wanted the spoiler. But man, I mean, just to get
It'd be great if you ran back into them 2 years later for K-Pax. Just every Spacey movie.
And then you really spoil where you're like, he's going to touch some kids. Wow.
He's acquitted, though.
That's true. I shouldn't say that.
You should say that.
He got off. But you're right. He was cleared of all charges.
Well, when you say it like that, that's hilarious. You did that. That was. I remember that club.
great.
That fucking stunk. That weekend was rough.
I actually liked it for the most part. There was a dance club downstairs.
Yeah, that wasn't my favorite part.
I was married, kids. So I went up in the DJ booth with this guy Q. He was like the DJ for the night, and I would always just watch because I never wanted to go down and dance. I never wanted to like get in trouble or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd sit up and watch, and that was kind of fun, just watching all these college kids do that stuff. But it could be tough. First time I ever worked Katt Williams.
Whoa, you work with Williams?
I was supposed to. So Kevin Hart had that weekend.
Okay.
And then they had the same management or something, or maybe agent, but Kevin Hart had something to do. Katt Williams comes in, and they called me, like, hey, do you want to work with Kevin Hart? And I'm like, yeah. And then they go, he canceled. I go, then I'm going to cancel. And they go, nah, you might like this guy. So I go, fur coat. So I get off stage, full fur coat, head to toes, cowboy boots, giant belt buckle, like as big as a dinner plate.
Yeah.
And then he had two gorgeous, like 6'2" blondes.
Wow.
Walk him up to stage.
What?
In the middle of Missouri.
Wow.
Which was great. And then he fucking murdered so hard. I think he's probably one of the only headliners I've ever worked with that I watched every single second of every single show.
Wow. Yeah. Was it like a co-headline or you opened, I guess?
I opened for him, yeah, because
got it.
I thought I was going to be opening for Kevin Hart, and I knew he had all this success. I'm like, yeah, I'll come down and open for that, of course.
And there's a Deja Vu?
It was a Deja Vu,
Wow.
Damn. Yep.
Was it a black crowd?
No.
Interesting.
It was still Thursday night was college night, and then it was like half college, half townies, Friday and Saturday. And dude, he destroyed. And he had a cowboy hat. It was insane, but it was so fun to watch.
I remember having one really good set there, and I remember one really bad one. I remember and Greg Warren hooked me up with Mizzou tickets.
Sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, went to the football game.
There you go.
Yeah, man, Katt Williams.
Was he cool? Was he nice?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very nice guy.
Did he watch any of your stuff?
Yep. Very complimentary, but you never know like if that's just bullshit.
I don't know,
industry
dude.
stuff.
He doesn't seem like the type to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was working a club and he was filling in for somebody, so it's clearly
Isn't that crazy? Katt Williams is doing a fill-in weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because this is like a freaking arena act.
What was that, 88? No.
I don't know. It had to have been, maybe early 2000s.
Damn, that's incredible.
It was outrageous, though. To watch him walk up in a cowboy hat, boots, the fur coat, everything, and then have the models bring him up.
Yes.
It was just outrageous. To watch
What a weird expense.
I know.
To be like, this is what I'm going to drop my money on. You see what people they have built in for their deal, but
he's a showman.
And our
rider is like nuts and fruit. He's like, I need 2 fucking models.
I need 2 Scandinavian
What do
whores.
they have to do?
Right. Now, is he like that in the green room? Is he still Katt Williams-y in the green room, or is he kind of shut down a little?
Not really shut down, but I mean, just still very, very cool, very funny.
Wow.
But you seem like the type of guy he would like, because you're kind of like, we all were like, the three of us, we're all kind of like club journeymen,
Sure.
And I think he seemed, at least from that interview, to like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That wasn't his problem. He liked people that paid their dues.
Sure.
Yes.
The way he talked about being like a journeyman in the clubs and the people he liked and what he really didn't like just makes me think about like movies like Bull Durham, where you're like, this dude is a fucking lifer in the minor leagues.
Oh,
he
yeah.
went up to the show for like 21 days. Like, there's something beautiful about like just being a lifer in the minor leagues because you just fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, when we all started, like, there wasn't this type of success for stand-ups. It wasn't like this booming upper middle class. It was kind of like you were like Jim Carrey, or you were like a fucking bottom of the road headliner, you know? So it is cool that we are in a boom right now.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. There are more arena acts now than ever before.
It's insane.
I mean, and it's like peers.
I know. And then all our friends who have like millions and millions of dollars and big houses, it's wacky.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Because we just got into this, like, maybe I won't have a day job. Maybe I'll get a movie one day, And now it's like, hey, maybe I could be Segura. Maybe I could fly private one day. Who knows?
When I started, I was like, I just don't want to have a boss.
Yeah, same.
That's it. And now you get, a bunch of shit that goes with it, too. It's outrageous.
What are your
wild.
What's your clubs like? What you do clubs? You doing theaters right now? What are you doing?
I do mostly clubs. I mean, like 98% clubs.
Yeah.
What are your rooms? That you like your favorite markets to hit right now? Cities, markets. I sound like a fucking agent. Ugh, kill me. What are your favorite cities?
I mean, I like I'm doing Tempe coming up.
Ooh,
I really
that's
like
a great
that
one.
place.
Yeah,
I like
great,
it was
too.
interesting. One time I did the Tempe Improv one night, and then I did stand up live the next night. 15-minute drive. Completely different responses to the exact same jokes.
Isn't that fascinating?
I didn't know if it was because it was on the campus, Tempe or something, but it was outrageous.
Oh, you like Tempe better?
I ate shit at stand up live.
Really?
I mean, maybe not ate shit, but it wasn't good.
I like doing that. I like doing that room.
Stand up live?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them both.
I've never done Tempe, but I've done stand up live a few times, and it's always solid.
I mean, Phoenix as a whole is a great market.
Yeah, really good.
But I
They
was
love
just really
comedy.
surprised that 15-minute drive
Yeah.
did it.
Isn't that weird? I mean, sometimes I was at the Cellar 2 nights ago. I did a joke, a new joke downstairs in the Village Underground, fucking killed. Then I go upstairs for new jokes to try it again. Eat shit. I'm like, literally, I went upstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
And
There's
it
a
bombs.
floorboards between
Yeah.
those two jokes. And
But
it's
but
crazy.
yeah, isn't that weird? I mean, like,
Yeah.
you just don't know.
There's a time in Milwaukee at this old club, Milwaukee
Comedy Cafe?
Yeah.
Been there.
Ooh, baby.
I was doing this joke, late show, crickets, and I was so fucking mad that they just weren't giving anything that I record all my sets on my phone. And so I pulled up the set from before, and I found that joke, and I
Yeah.
go, here's what's supposed to happen, and I put it on the mic. I'm like, how is this different? It's exactly how I told it.
How did they react
You
to
lazy
that?
pieces of shit.
Well, that's why comedy's so frustrating, because you shoot a basketball that goes in, that's 2 points. But you shoot a basketball at Comedy Cafe at the Late Show, and I don't get the 2 points? It doesn't make sense.
Well, that was the thing
but-
that Katt kept saying in the interview, where he was like saying, "This is a sport." I'm like, "No, it's not." That was one part where I'm like, "This is not a sport.
This is a knife fight.
This is entertainment. This
Yeah.
is a sport is like clear and cut facts. He's the winner. He's the loser. This is." Things change in comedy.
I know.
Crowds change. That's not. I mean, I think he approaches it like a sport. Clearly, like the amount of hours he does, the amount of touring he does.
Sure.
And I get that, but it's just, yeah. I don't. To me, this is not. We're not athletes. You do have to take care of yourself with all the
Sure.
traveling we do. Like
It's more of a
guys who have a drinking podcast.
Sure. It's more of a blue collar job, I think, because you got to just go up. Like the joke worked there, then it didn't work at the next spot. Your place, downstairs, upstairs. Totally different response. That's why you got to keep running it, just to get a baseline of like, it's almost like a median. How does this joke do? Because it's not going to work everywhere.
Right.
So I got to get it to work as many places as I can and just keep rounding those edges off. It's a tough gig.
Yeah, it's like putting a puzzle together,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But that puzzle might not work in this room.
Yeah.
But it's the same pieces.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. But that's why comedy's hard, I guess.
Did you ever get summer money at the Comedy Cafe?
What does that mean? They just pay you shit?
They pay you way less
Yeah.
because it's the summertime.
Wow.
But here's the thing that you were talking about. You're doing the same hour you did in the winter, but you're getting paid less for it because the sun's out, even though it's packed. Right?
Man, that's
And
bullshit.
again,
Was the
these
logic
are,
that
these
they
are
don't
times where I'm not selling any tickets. This is
Sure.
basically
Yeah.
people are going to the club.
right.
But they'd
But you're getting booked because they know you're going to kill.
yeah, and then they tell you when you get there, hey, don't know if they told you it's summer money week.
What?
Yeah.
When you get there.
And it's, so they want the same hour, but couldn't do it. So you do 30, and then you spend
It's a summer money show.
and then you spend the last 15 telling a story that doesn't have an ending, and you get off stage, you're like, what the fuck was that? And it's like, Somerset.
Ah!
Well, dude,
Because you can't do that. You can't
No.
work as hard as you've been working.
but they all do that. I mean,
That's crazy.
coming up now, it's like I pay people to book me on like local radio shows and stuff because like it's in my best interest to sell the tickets. But when you're getting a flat rate back in the day,
Right.
and they're like 3 shows Saturday, morning radio,
Yep.
6 a.m. pickup Friday morning. You're like, all right,
Condo.
condo, and you're like, okay, but what's my motivation for doing a 6? What's my motivation for selling more tickets? Like, obviously, I want to have more fans, but like, what's my motivation? when only you guys see a benefit from it. Like, it makes no sense to me. But
Totally.
And also, you know that it doesn't really help that much.
I know.
But like now I do it just because I'm like, fuck it. It's good to just be in the system, I guess. I don't know.
And then when you start killing it, they're like, remember when we helped you? And you're like, motherfucker, you put me through the gauntlet.
Oh, that's every that was Mark and I were laughing our ass off at JFL this year in Montreal, and literally we're like having the most fun. Just like, we went to Joe Beef with Joanne and Ann. We're like, drinking martinis, we're getting fucked up, and then we get to the festival party. And we're just getting cornered by people who dicked us out of a bonus like 12 years ago. Like, how you been? I'm like, avoiding you for 12 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I've avoided your text for 12 years. You think I want to chill?
I know. You couldn't get an inch without those bloodsuckers.
We were like, I see Mark
you.
across the room, and it was like, I can't get to Mark. I can't.
Yeah, it was like Walking Dead. You're like, whoa, you're dodging them.
Do you remember when I bumped you up from 1,200 to 1,300 after you'd been to my club 5 times?
Exactly.
The funny thing, though, is when I was like brand new to the road, that meant so much to me. And like, I knew clubs were like, I remember doing like this club, now it's called Dead Crow. Formerly it was called Nut Street.
I remember
I
Nut
was
Street.
getting paid jack shit, but he saw the weekend and I did really well. And he was like, I threw you a few extra $100. And he didn't have to do that.
Huge.
Like, so when you're a young comic, you're like, holy shit. What? Shout out Timmy. Appreciate it. I
like that room.
That type of stuff was like, and also that's a cool city, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Underrated city. It's like a weird New
Never
Orleans
been.
over
I feel
there.
like they film. I think they filmed one of the Iron Mans there.
They do,
It's
yeah.
It's like a cool beach town. North Carolina's got some cool pockets.
Agreed.
Yeah, I've never been, but those bonuses, you're right, when they don't have to. But then 10 years later, you're doing the math and you're like, oh, that's 3% of what he got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't killing it as a club. It was strictly just him being like, I appreciate it, and that goes such a long way. But I know what you mean when they're crushing it.
See if that's still there. Dead Crow.
It's still there.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
good. Because that was a cool room.
There's a clip of, I think, Louis on Conan maybe, and he's talking about Acme, where he did Acme and, right when he started blowing up and making money, and Louis gave him like an envelope filled with $10,000 cash for a bonus because he sold out all the shows and everybody drank a ton. And so that kind of stuff, you hear those stories and you're like, all right. I mean, when somebody gives you that much money, you go, oh, I'm about to be on my way, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't forget that.
Right,
As a headliner.
exactly.
You remember that guy.
Louis also has this story where I think he sold out every show.
I
Cap
remember.
City
This is a great
in Austin.
story.
And it's funny, I have a story about this guy too, but he was like, you got to do morning radio. And he goes, I sold out every show. Why do I have to do it? And he goes, you have to. And he was just like, no. And he's like, you got to do it or else. And Louis just kept saying, no. And he just showed up and didn't do it. And the guy was pissed, but he's like, fuck you. I think about that all the time because I remember I never missed morning radio. I never missed, TV or anything.
You got initials on this guy?
You know him.
RM.
Okay, yeah.
But you know him. But I remember I missed a morning TV spot and I never did. And I was like, what the fuck happened? I used the iPhone alarm and my iPhone broke. So I didn't have an alarm. So that's literally why I missed it. I was like 10 minutes late and I was like, I'm running over. I'll do whatever. And they were like, you missed it. And he wrote me this like long email like, man, you like really screwed up, man. And I was like, I'm so sorry, And then you look back and you're like, I had to fucking grovel over a fucking morning. I never do.
That would have sold one ticket, maybe, if anything.
Those morning TV spots only help when we throw a fucking wrench in the tires.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember my agent, all of our former agent was like, you gotta send him a long apology note.
Yep.
I was just like,
Remember those days?
Such a silly business, man. But at the time, you're like, I'll do whatever I gotta do.
And then there's a club owner, Columbus, Ohio. His initials, Dave Stroop. And don't cut that because this is a compliment.
Okay. I like Dave.
Yeah, I think he's
That's
fantastic.
a great room.
I mean, I've been
That's
invited
fun.
to his kids' graduations, like all that
nice.
stuff. His boy came out when I was in Denver once, watched a show. But I got fired from that place 3 different times. Once, first of all, the staff brought me, and I'm not blaming them because I'm a grown-up, but they brought me to the Michigan-Ohio State game at the Horseshoe, and it was a 3-show Saturday. And so I just got fucking wasted. I got lost. I tried to run back to the club. Completely thought they had to come get me. I was hammered when I got there.
Yeah.
It was brutal. So he's like, okay, you're fired. And I go, yeah, of course. Fire myself. It's ridiculous. And then the next time I brought the staff back to the condo and we were playing like toilet paper football, where you use the toilet paper roll for the football, and everybody's just like hammered, having a great time. But, there was blood on the carpet from knees and a hole in the drywall. That kind of shit.
Kelsey Cook was working.
Fired again.
Yeah.
And then somebody put Coca-Cola in the iron, and so the next person there used it.
Oh, wow.
And it gummed up their pants.
Yeah.
And so fired again. But Dave was always like, here's the deal. Let's just let it calm down a little bit, and then I can bring you back.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys where, if he liked you or if you had a history with him, you could fuck up, but obviously you had to apologize.
I don't think he liked me till I sold tickets. Because I remember trying to work there as a feature, and he gave me by the way, this is you talking to Dave Stroop when you showed up drunk. Play that, Salakis.
I'm not fueled by alcohol. I've had a sip, less than you.
He's so fucking captivating. I'm just like, I want to watch the whole thing now.
I love that he was clearly drinking before the interview, and less than you. I love him. But yeah,
fueled
man,
by truth,
dude. Yeah, I remember he wrote me it was like a polite rejection, but it was like, hey, he did all right. Didn't hit it out of the park or anything. And then he someone else, I forgot it was, he gave him a similar rejection. He was like, yeah, it wasn't a slam dunk. It was like, oh, it was always a sports metaphor.
Yeah, a couple things about Stroop. We bonded once over breakfast after morning radio, and we really got to know each other. He told me a Geraldo story. Geraldo, of course, famous drug addict, drunk, crying in the green room.
Famous for being a great comic, not famous for being a drug addict.
Sure.
One of the best comics ever.
I was talking about how great he was, and he's like, I got a story. And I was like, all right. So he's crying in the green room. He's shit-housed. He's fucked up. He's doing lines, the whole thing. And he goes, Geraldo, they're calling your name. This place is sold out. They're here to see you. You're one of the best comics working. Get out there. He's like, I can't do it. He's going through some shit. And he goes, you got to get out there. And he threw water on him, picked him up, threw him on stage, killed, got a standing ovation. Yeah.
That's showbiz right there.
I know.
That seems about right.
That's amazing. God damn.
He was like a kingmaker. Remember, everybody was like, Stroop, I'm auditioning for Stroop. It's all about Stroop. And he was like breaking people. It was like American Idol.
Remember Artie Lange's Geraldo story where I guess Greg was spiraling from the stuff he was on, and they went to a roast. And Artie was like, Greg was freaking out apparently there's Artie's story that I'm paraphrasing. He's freaking out at the airport. And he's like, Artie's like, I'm a drug addict. I'll take care of you. I know what you need. He's like literally holding his hand through this shit. Like, whatever I can do, I'll help you. Like, Artie's like, I love you, man. Like, we're in this. They're going to the Comedy Central roast. Greg somehow shows up. He's looking great. He's like, the hair's slicked back. He's looking awesome. His opening line, Artie Lange, you fat fucking drug addict. And he just turns to him like this.
That's comedy. The show's got to go on. Fantastic. I got to get laughs. And if your feelings are going to get hurt, that's the breaks.
Yeah. No, he's the fucking best. He was one of the best comics ever. I mean...
Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan.
Unbelievable.
Did you ever meet Geraldo?
I did. I worked with him at the Comedy Cafe. That's where I met him.
What?
When I did my audition guest set to get work there, he was headlining.
Wow.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah, comedy was a different thing back then. It felt more niche, kind of underground, kind of rough around the edges. Like, all the comics were like heroin addicts and drunks, and now half of them are dead. It was like a Wild West back then, and now it's
there
very...
wasn't as much of a, it was harder to find success back then because, look at where we find success is through social media and stuff like that. And these guys were doing, they were doing the same shit as us. It just wasn't reaching as many people because, say Greg would crush on Conan or Letterman, that was just gone.
You had that night to see it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, to get work, I was sending out VHS tapes.
Wow.
I had a master.
I remember that.
And then I would go VCR to VCR.
Whoa.
And make a bunch of these 6-minute audition tapes and send them out.
There you go.
I did that because the comic strip was they only had a VHS machine, so you'd put in you'd have to go to the CVS and you put in a tape.
Yeah.
God, I cringe to see myself.
We got to find those.
Yeah, we sure do.
We got to find those tapes.
Yeah, just embarrassing.
Yeah, I had the CD, like a little DVD, like the ones you write on,
Yeah.
That was my thing.
I found one of my old ones from Indianapolis, and I was doing this bit about how this guy had just been killed by his wife beat him to death with a frying pan. And I was like, something like, what is she, a cartoon? And I'm crawling across the stage, tunk, 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 and it's like physical comedy, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, if I get up to press stop on this, I might walk right to the kitchen and slit my throat. So I just sit on the couch. Until the shame went away. It was fucking brutal.
Damn, those old sets are tough. You're like, how did I even think that was good? What was going through my head?
Yep.
You sound weird. You look weird. You're moving weird.
Well, you're taking chances because you don't know who you are yet. So you're like, am I a physical dude? You just are kind of doing what you like. And I liked all kinds of comedy. So I was like, I don't know the fuck I am. Like, you watch like Jim Carrey, you watch Eddie Murphy. You're like, well, I don't know who I am, but
can you explain why my voice was an octave higher? I mean, I had gone through puberty, but I was just like, maybe this will get you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fucking so gross.
I was the same way.
I'm like sweating thinking about it.
Oh, yeah. I remember one of my first jokes was, this is going to get the knife out because this might get ugly. I would say, they say when something's hard, it's no picnic. Hey, that math test was no picnic, but picnics are easy. You get some food together, a blanket, picnic. There's your bit. But
no. The joke is that
was it different than that?
Well, I mean, a picnic is easy, so it does make sense.
Wait, maybe it was the other way. That's no picnic. Because, picnics, but my joke was picnics are actually hard. You got to get food together, a basket. You got to go out. There's an ant there in the woods. You get bitten. Picnics suck. The sun's shining. That was the bit. And it was like...
this is back from when picnics were cool.
I know. But
it's back when people liked picnics.
I just thought you had to be the 80s guy. Like, what's up with this? This is weird.
You can hear somebody's first joke and you can go, you start in 90.
Yeah, right.
Well, you just are watching shit. Like, I mean, I remember like watching, I'd like rent whatever I could see. It'd be like, YouTube wasn't a thing like that. So you just like, okay, I guess I'll try to find an Evening at the Improv DVD. And now you're doing an impression of like fucking
Dennis Wolfberg.
Yeah. Teacher of the year.
Yeah, that's true.
Teacher of the year.
He was fucking funny.
He was funny.
Yeah,
he was really funny.
I remember staying up for Evening at the Improv, and when it would come on and they'd show him in the beginning, I'd be like, all right, I'll watch until he's on.
Yeah.
Because some of the people you'd seen and you're like, I could do without this. But
pull up some Wolfberg. There's got to be some greatest. It's going to be a 20-minute setup.
I remember being in college and just you're like Comics Unleashed. You're like, all right, who is it?
Yeah.
And if it's like someone you really liked, you'd stick it out. But then some of those, I mean, that show, Mark's got the best Comics Unleashed story.
What?
They retain enough water to qualify for federal assistance. They grow varicose veins that make their legs look like road maps. And they pee 80, 90 times a day. I'm telling you, my wife, she peed around the clock. Or any other appliance that happened to be within...
Hey, that's funny.
It was unbelievable, the incredible degree of peeing that she would do. And she would wake up every morning nauseous with morning sickness and retching and gagging. And she'd complain, and I'd say, but sweetheart, you're glowing.
Imagine this is your biology teacher, and he just makes it on. You're like, what the fuck, Mr. Wolfberg?
Well, that just happened to someone, didn't it? Didn't someone get in trouble for that recently? Being a stand-up? Yeah, there was like a story. He got in trouble. He like appealed his firing because he was like, my stand-up's actually good.
Oh, I didn't hear about
this. That was like a story.
But Dennis Wolfberg, man, he's like, and so if you want a balloon to rise, you have to get the helium. I mean, that would be the weirdest teacher to have.
I know. He's a kook. But we've come so far with comedy because it's like cool now. You see Wolfberg to Matt Rife. It's funny how it's like, that was a comic, like a weird looking guy who's
but
goofy.
But there's still comics like him.
Who?
It's just... Who are like him? I don't know. There's comedians who are...
I mean, I love that kind of style. I like that old...
I think there are a lot of comedians that aren't, that good looking and kind of weirdish stuff.
None in this room. All right.
I think it is harder probably now because you're like...
It's so visual.
They're like, can we cast you in something where it's like, well, I guess you almost have to be like really fat or really
right,
thin.
Exactly.
You can't be just like that.
Right. But like Louis Anderson or John Panette, like these were the comics I watched growing up.
Oh man, I just watched John Panette's "You Go Now."
Oh my God, it's one of the best bits.
It is
of all time.
Iconic.
I gotta
watch it. Iconic comedy bit. But if you look it up on here, what they had to do for the clip is, how they take out all the laughter and get to the next thing. So he just looks like a full ass racist because it's so endearing when you watch it.
Yes,
live.
Dude, he was the murderer. I remember when I did like a bringer show. I was like a young comic doing a bringer show, and he was like one of the special guests. And my mom sat through some fucking bad. My mom wanted to see me, and she saw through some fucking bad comedy. And then she was like, "All right, he saved it. He was really good."
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, she also sat through. Rich Voss went on, and he called a woman in the crowd. He goes, "Miss, look at you. You're at 2 on a Tuesday." And my mom was like, "Who was that repulsive man?" He's actually a really funny guy.
He's funny, but you gotta like shield your mom from him. Like, don't talk about her. If you talk about your mom, you have to tase his ass.
Yeah, man, Panette people used to bring Panette full cheesecakes from the Cheesecake Factory.
Wow.
It was wild.
That's not good.
No, but it was fucking crazy.
But it's funny because this guy is so sweet. You worked with him.
Yeah.
Sweet guy, endearing guy, nice guy. Asians love him. But now this would just be torn up to pieces. Like, this is so
if you
offensive.
just do
like
that
him with one of the cheesecakes.
Yeah, yeah, right. So you're like, hey, let it. I sounded Asian there, but let it lie a little. Like it's in the intent. We shouldn't just attack people.
Also, shit changes. Like what you can say comedically is going to change. That's fine. Like comedy will evolve, and guess what? If you're going up to the line with a bit, you're going to have some fucking misfires. That's fine.
Yeah, and I also think he wrote this in the late 80s,
easily.
And so I do think you should have to apply the rules of that time to whatever you're doing. Because now, if you see this now, you're like, oh fuck.
That's why I love the movie Birth of a Nation. I think.
But no, you gotta. It's like going, hey, this milk is 1 cent. You're like, well, yeah, that was
right
1904.
Yeah,
things change.
You really do. You have to. Yeah, you have to think about what was going on in the world at the time. Of course, you can't just watch it through today's lens. That's insane.
Yeah, but sometimes it feels like people want to drum it up, just like we need something to ruin. So let's go back to John Wayne. You're like, well, he's been dead.
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
I think people fear happiness and joy.
I think so too.
I think if you don't have a problem to work on, you can't just sit there and enjoy the happiness you found. Right. You got to find something to pick apart, or you're going to go crazy.
Fun is bad. People don't like fun.
They sure don't. Tell somebody you had a good day and see how that fucking goes. Best of luck.
That's literally like studies. Or people post that they're happy on Instagram, like makes you sad.
Oh,
yeah. If someone's like, just got a promotion at work, I got a great wife, I love my kid. You're like, fuck this motherfucker, right? You hate that guy.
I guess so, yeah.
That's like every study is like their happiness. But if you see someone sad, you're like, all right. I don't know if it's more like I'm not alone or what. I don't think we're like monsters, like good, someone suffering. But I think it's more like, okay, things are tough.
It's funny you say that. This Gypsy Rose, you been hearing about this?
Sure.
She killed the mom and all that.
I was just in Springfield.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
So that's their claim to fame.
I'm going. How is that?
Blue Room?
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, point being, I'm watching going, this is fucking horrific, but I'm like, man, I feel better about my fucked up life. Like all the shit I've done and said, I'm like, all right, I'm not killing the mom. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So there is something to that.
Well, there's actually studies been done about like countries that have a harsh winter and are dark a lot of the year have less suicide than sunny places, because when you're all in the dark, you're like, well, at least there are people commiserating with me.
Right.
But when you're sad and it's sunny and you see people having fun around you and you still don't find that joy, that's when it's like
Hawaii. Suicide's high in Hawaii.
That's interesting, but also suicide's also high in Seattle, upstate New York. Those are bad weather places.
But Seattle, Minnesota gets less sunshine than Seattle per year. I think they say there's so much rain because it rains every day, but it just rains for like 15 minutes.
Interesting.
So I don't want to listen. Seattle people, keep your emails to yourself.
Well, I don't want to get too sad here, but some queef made a compilation or a side-by-side of 2022's New Year's big ball drop and then 2024, and it's quite a difference. Because I think fun is weird now. Fun is out. So like 2002, they're like, woo, Happy New Year. They're making out, they're kicking balloons, they're having a great time. And then this one was like, Happy New Year. There it is. And look, it's not the starkest contrast, but
look at this,
look, they're kissing, there's balloons everywhere. Hey!
That was a gross-ass kiss.
A little bit.
What were they, birds?
That was brother and sister, maybe?
Yeah. Well, you can do that then.
Look at those people, though.
It's confetti. They're going apeshit.
Where is this?
I think it's all over.
Yeah, it's like Tokyo and Manhattan, and there's
I think
Gavin
they were still just
Rossdale.
happy that Y2K didn't happen.
Rossdale, right?
Oh, wait, okay.
This is today.
This is today.
Just some guy slid in his wrist.
That's a sad kiss. Look at that. No movement.
No confetti, no balloons.
Nothing. It's somber. The music is sad.
Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, what's going on? We're not allowed to have fun.
Elton
Fun is
John's not even playing his piano.
out. He wasn't even gay there.
Yeah.
Who was the guy singing on New Year's? God, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. He's one of the Times Square guys singing. He's one of those like old school rap hacky guys.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Bennett?
No.
I think he died.
Oh, fuck.
Tony Bennett did die, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck, he was cool.
He was good. He was kind of the last of that era.
No, this guy, you know what I'm talking about.
Bublé?
No, older
like
guy.
80 years old. He had a beautiful wife, too.
Yeah, she was a fucking nice piece.
Oh, pull up the wife.
Yeah, let's get it all going here.
You know what I'm talking about. What's his fucking name?
No, I'm going to say Alan Arkin. That's obviously not it.
He sang My Way and stuff.
Yeah. Typed in hot wife. This is not working.
It's like a Sinatra impersonator?
No, he's got his own songs. He's got songs you've heard before, too.
All right.
Wasn't Bublé, though. God damn it.
Well-
Salacuse, you couldn't find my Matumbo clip. You can't find this. You're fucking slipping.
Is it not what's that guy's name? Jason
Mraz.
No, he's got Justine and Jason Bateman. Was it Jason Bateman's wife's dad? You know who that is?
No.
Jesus.
He like wrote a bunch of songs for Sinatra, but was also a singer.
Oh, I have no idea.
You'll know his name if you ever pull it
Just
up.
play the Katt Williams clip again.
But point being, we're sadder now. We're not allowed to have fun. There you go.
Let me see. I'm trying to find it on mine.
Yeah, it is sad.
It's a bummer. Why can't we? Why is fun out?
Paul Anka.
Anka.
That's who it is. That's who I was talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
You know this one?
Your dad?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
He's
He's
big.
Canadian, right?
I guess so.
I'm almost
that gonna
positive.
fuck
Yes,
us?
that's right.
Cut Sam's mic. Put your hand on my shoulder. I know it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he's good. Anka. Anka man. Boy, he's little.
Are you sure that's his wife?
Woo. Is he Canadian?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least if this is who I'm thinking, but I'm
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
positive.
I mean, look, I like
My
Anka.
way.
He looks like a Keebler elf right there.
Because he
Adorable.
wrote My Way
Wow.
for Frank Sinatra.
Whoa.
He was like 16 years old when he came down here.
Look how sad this is.
16 years old, and he wrote all those songs before he was 18.
Wow. So he's
Yeah.
set for life. He's a zillionaire.
Oh, big time.
He's cute. All right. Well, look, this is a
depressing
bummer.
as hell.
Yeah, it should be confetti. It should be fucking guitars and drums and horns. This-
I think 3 people have committed suicide
Yes.
since we played this segment.
This is how I do comedy when people don't laugh at my jokes. I just stop.
This is you talking about the life of David Gale. All right, well, where are you going to be here? What do we got? Some tour dates cooking there with new
I
material?
think so, yeah. I just was talking about me in Tempe, and I'll be
Oh, yeah.
at the Blue Room in Springfield, Missouri, and I'm going to be over at Bricktown in Oklahoma City.
Oh, that's
I
a
got
good
all
room.
those right there.
Nice. Yeah, I love Bricktown.
And then I'm recording a new special
Jeez.
March 2nd, St. Paul Fitzgerald Theater, and that'll be real fun, I think.
Woo,
Nice.
baby, the Twin Cities. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Let me throw this on. I got a couple
Please.
podcasts. I got Middle of Somewhere with my buddy Cy, and then Kelsey and I started a podcast. Kelsey Cook and I. It's called Pretend Problems. We just do it from the place. It's
Hell
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
You got to have a pod these days.
have to.
Tell Cy I said hello.
I will.
He's a good egg. All
Absolutely.
right. What do you got, Sammy baby?
I don't know. When does this come out? This week, right? All right. So I got, what do I have?
You got January 8th.
Oh, we added a show in Stamford. Same night. Don't want to spend any more time in Connecticut. Dania Beach. That'll be a fun one the following weekend. Omaha. Love that club, the Funny Bone. Addison Improv.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah. Then we got OKC Bricktown as well. Irvine, Salt Lake City, and then new special at the Wilbur. So
Hell
I think
yeah,
it's
man.
already sold out. I think that's looking good.
That's
Baby.
exciting as shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, have fun building that brand new hour.
I'm not looking forward to it because it's fun doing well on stage.
It's nice.
And then you're like, oh, I gotta fucking eat shit for another year.
Yeah, Seinfeld always says it. You feel like when you have a good hour, you feel like you're going out there with fully loaded with bandoliers, and you're like, I'm
Yeah.
killing everybody in this bitch. And then when you have no material, you're like,
I got a pocket knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have my hour almost whittled down, and I was in Arlington recently, Virginia, and I was there right after I recorded the specials.
Yeah.
The 2 specials. And this lady comes up to me after, she goes, I was here last time too. You were better this time. And it's like, yeah, no shit.
It's tough.
I came out here with just notes.
Damn, well, at least that ended positively, because that can go either way.
Well, the hard thing is they don't get, like, that's also why we have a healthy amount of self-hatred, because if you're turning over hours, you're gonna bomb and be like, fuck me.
Yeah,
totally.
You know, but if you're just killing all the time, those are the people that are like, I'm fucking great.
You have to have that 80s gym teacher voice in your head. Like, oh, you pussy, you suck.
Yeah.
Get back up, fix this fucking joke, or you got 10 push-ups coming.
The amount of F word I call myself in my head is
Which
pretty
F word,
disturbing. The gym teacher, gay. All right.
Man, I had a gym teacher, a baseball coach. He was the fucking funniest guy. He literally sounded like George Carlin. It was like, when I think of you guys trying to turn a double play, it's always when I'm wiping my ass. It was like shit like that. He was just like, he got fired because he was just he would do that too much. We were all like, you can't fire this guy. He's fucking great. We were furious. Yeah, he was the best.
Yeah.
Coach Suds.
Sudsy, what do you got? I can't see my dates here.
Just wanted to show Chad that these two had breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that. Actually, right when I got off the elevator, my Instagram popped back up, and it was the first pic on there.
The amount of people that text me immediately, I posted that and it was like, holy shit, what was breakfast? You know, it's crazy how fast the internet works.
Makes you not want to post, doesn't it?
I know. I feel like Katt Williams. I can't imagine what his phone was doing.
Holy shit, can you imagine?
Oh, my God.
And they ain't going to stop anytime soon.
No. But he'll sell out 9 arenas in one night.
Yeah.
All right. I'm in Tampa this weekend. Oh, that's already over. All right. Basically, come on out to Columbus. Dave Stroop, say hello.
Hello.
Let's get breakfast. Indianapolis, The Beacon, second show. We're almost sold out of that second one, so get tickets quick if they're not gone by now. Lexington, Charlotte, San Antonio, Houston, Boise, Salt Lake, Atlanta, Raleigh, Austin, Tucson, Phoenix, Charlottesville, Charleston, El Paso. You know what it is. MarkNormanComedy.com. Get some Bodega Cat.
BodegaCatWhiskey.com. Love doing the paper plane. Worked out. Even
Paper plane was great.
Very good.
That's like one of our top. We have our top whiskey drinks, and paper plane. I feel like we played a part in popularizing that one.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's gotten really popular, and that Manhattan's Boulevardier, like we're whiskey forward cocktail guys for sure.
I make an old fashioned with black walnut bitters,
Ooh.
maple syrup instead of the sugar, and then I put a little bacon stir stick in there.
That sounds fucking awesome.
It's pretty good when it's real cold.
That sounds like a Minnesota old fashioned.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
It's very good.
Well
maybe we'll do that next time you're here.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
We'll do the Daniels.
I'll bring the stuff.
The Chad Daniels. All right. Well, yeah, check out Chad's special. Sally, you good? Peter's Gotham Studios. Paul Anka still alive, and try to lighten up, everybody. Let's get out of this fucking funk we're in.
This
it's a new
is
year.
sad as shit.
I know.
January is also kind of a sad month for a lot of people, I feel like, because it's like you're over the hump. The holidays can be depressing, then you kind of pass that, and you're like, another year of this. Some people it's a reset, but other people it's like another year of this shit.
Yeah.
So pick it up, but try to find something good. There's good stuff going on.
Yeah, it's like they're gonna wave. Even the balloon waving is sad. It's all
I'd like to see some, and the sex doesn't matter here, but I'd like to see some butt fucking 2025. I would.
There we go.
And some more sucking on both ends. Men, women.
Send you some links.
Everyone. Get a little more sucking going.
Yeah, sucky. That's our love language.
Yeah.
We'll see you now. Hey, fun stuff.
Sunday's the day for my next bender. A bit of Peeverek, you know the beer juice close. I've had a little too much bourbon, and Norman's talking shit about the fucking Pope, and I get down in the same way. Up on the roof like a cop's coming, and naked Samuel is feeling dangerous. I'm out to lunch here in New Orleans. This woman doesn't look like I remember